Hello and happy holidays from our family here at KBTX. We have so much to be grateful for here in the Brazos Valley, and we are reminded of that every day when we get the chance to share your stories. This show is all about some of my favorites, our chance to recognize our neighbors who go above and beyond to help one another out. It is called Be Remarkable, and with the friends over at Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, we've recognized nearly 24 amazing Brazos Valley residents this year. So over the next hour, we're going to be taking a look at some of those stories. Our first honoree this year was a salon owner working overtime to help people make it through tough times. Let's get to know Edith Ellis.
She will go above and beyond for anyone, and I admire that about her so much. She is definitely my role model.
Danita Ellis describes her mother Edith Ellis, who's been nominated by many people for her kind acts and selfless service to others.
I nominated Edith because she's really, truly an angel on earth.
We found Miss Edith outside of her hair salon that she runs in Bryan to share the news.
You've heard of the Be Remarkable program, comes on the news? Well, somebody nominated, actually a number of people nominated you as a remarkable person in our community. What does that mean to you to know that you've been nominated as a remarkable person?
It means so much. It means so much more than I can explain.
Here's what you need to know about Edith. She's very active in her church. She has a reputation of giving back to her community. She takes care of senior citizens, organizes events for cancer patients, and stands side by side with others who may be facing their own challenges. She's also there to help single parents who need things like school supplies or Christmas gifts.
Oh, I myself was a single parent, and I understand that times are hard. I had 3 beautiful girls. And so I just wanted to share that with other single parents to let them know that at the time it may seem like things are impossible, but I've learned through that, even through my 3 beautiful daughters, that all things are possible through God.
Here, we have a little something special for you as part of being remarkable. Let me scoot over here. We're honored to present you with this $500 check just to help you continue all the wonderful work you're doing. Oh man, there you go. Yes, congratulations. And thank you so much for inspiring people in the community to give back.
Thank you.
You are a true example.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
After nearly 2 decades of helping others, a longtime volunteer for the College Station Fire Department's rehab team has retired. This past February, we honored Bobby Maggard for making sure our first responders are always taken care of. It could be day or night. If College Station firefighters were on the scene of a fire, you could bet Bobby Maggard was there with them as a member of the department's CART and rehab team.
Firemen needed a little help too, so I started carrying ice chests and water and Gatorade and things like that.
But that's not all Mr. Maggard has done for the department over the past 20 years. Every morning at 5:15, he's at station number 5 taking care of the daily duties.
Starts coffee, unloads the dishwasher, takes out the trash, and then goes out and picks up the newspaper that gets delivered about 6:15.
Maggard's interest in helping, either at the scene of a fire or back at the station, was ignited after attending the Citizens Fire Academy. And ever since then, he's become a fixture at the firehouse, even earning his very own seat at the table as a member of this tight-knit family.
So he's like part of your crew. He is absolutely. In the mornings that he's not here, because he's spending time with family or on a hunting trip or whatever, it's really like there's something missing.
But now Maggard is having to step back and slow down. He recently suffered an injury at the scene of a fire and is retiring from the rehab crew, but he promises
I'll still be around and drink coffee with them and do what little I can now.
Last week he was honored by the city council.
Do hereby honor the commitment and loyalty of Bobby Maggard.
He was also presented with several tokens of appreciation during a ceremony. His years of service, giving back, and helping others is why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Bobby Maggard with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
I know you don't expect anything, but as part of the program, we have something for you here. It's just a small token of appreciation from us here at Daniel Stark, just to recognize the work you're doing and the inspiration you are to everybody else in the community. $500 to use. Probably, I think I know how you're going to use it from what I hear. But we appreciate you, and everybody here appreciates you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Every year, a local man and his friends get together. They cook up a big meal to help recognize and show support for area law enforcement officers. His name is Clifford Dorn, and he is the Be Remarkable winner who kicked us off in the month of March.
Hey, Clifford.
This is Clifford Dorn. Not that he needs much of an introduction.
Hey, I'm Danny Daniel.
Hey, Clifford Dorn, good seeing you.
Nice to see you.
We surprised him recently outside of his business to let him know he had been nominated as a Be Remarkable Award recipient. Friends say he's one of the most giving people you'll ever meet.
He has such a servant's heart and such a giving person. He would give you the shirt off his back.
For years, Clifford has supported organizations across the area, including Gary Blair Charities, Brazos Valley Gives, and the Brazos County Veterans Association. But he also leads Backing the Badge, an annual feast on September 11th to recognize and show support for area lawmen, medics, and firefighters.
We started this, 6-7 years ago, and back at the time when the police were not being respected like they should, and it kind of got us irritated, and we said, at least we can do is cook for them.
The event has grown, and every year volunteers come out to cook and also deliver some of the meals to first responders who are outside of Brazos County.
And it's just all friends of mine getting together, and we donate the food, we cook it, and we just tell them thank you, we support them 100%.
Mr. Dorn does a lot for our community and our hometown heroes, and it's why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are choosing him as this week's Be Remarkable winner.
We appreciate that. It's an inspiration for everybody else.
Well, thank you.
As a small token of our appreciation from the law firm, I want to give you this check for $500.
Wow, cool.
And this will help you in furthering your mission to
yeah.
recognize first responders.
Definitely, I definitely know where it go, right into the Backing the Badge account, so.
Awesome. Yeah. All right.
Welcome back. When disaster strikes, volunteers with the American Red Cross answer the call. This year, that phone's been ringing off the hook. They stepped up to activate our vaccination hub, they responded to hurricanes, and they helped out friends and neighbors across the Brazos Valley in their time of need. All of that work is nothing short of remarkable, and when we caught up with the leader of the local Red Cross chapter this March at the Brazos Center, she told us she's not slowing down anytime soon. The team running the hub at the Brazos Center in Bryan has administered more than 50,000 COVID-19 shots. One of the organizers of the operation is AJ Reynolds. She's been in charge of getting volunteers here.
I've just asked people to come help, and they've showed up.
In addition to the exhausting work that's at the hub, Reynolds also runs the local American Red Cross chapter. She's in charge of blood drives, services to armed forces, and recently helping to get donated water to communities affected by last month's winter weather. All of this while making sure her Red Cross staff and volunteers respond to area emergencies like home fires. Cindy Wolf nominated Reynolds for the Be Remarkable Award.
And she has just been so kind and compassionate, and it's all about helping people, I think, before herself. And I thought this is a way to recognize her because she rocks the house.
I mean, you've coordinated hundreds of volunteers. You're getting hundreds of people through here vaccinated every day. Tell us how you're doing it.
Well, I think being a part of this community, I mean, thankfully with Red Cross, I have the freedom to mobilize people, and I've been here a while now, and so people want to help. And so it hasn't been that hard to get people to work and get here at 6:30 in the morning.
Her leadership here and all across the community is why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present AJ Reynolds with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
We're thrilled to recognize you as a remarkable person, and
Well, this is a cool surprise.
as part of that, of course, you get this $500 check just to help you in whatever way you feel
Great,
led
thank
to do
you.
it.
It'll be chocolate for nurses. They like
Yes.
that.
That's awesome. Yes.
You know, there are people who talk about making a change, and then there are people who go out and they do it. There was no fooling when we kicked off April by honoring a Bryan school teacher who's breaking down barriers and changing lives in and outside of the classroom.
Hey, Bobby, come on over here.
Fabi Payton is a math teacher at Sam Rayburn Intermediate School in Bryan, and she's been pulled out of class to hear what a lot of people already know.
We're here to celebrate you today because you're a remarkable person in the community.
Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am.
In addition to being a wife, a mom, and a full-time teacher, Fabi's worked hard to make her city a better place to live. Last year, she created a nonprofit called I Heart Bryan. One of her first projects was an event called Walk a Mile in My Shoes, where citizens were paired with police officers to help grow relationships. In December, she worked with law enforcement to help deliver Christmas meals to more than 50 families. And in January, she urged people to do acts of kindness on Love Your Neighbor Day.
It's definitely a gift from God. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know where ideas come from. They just come, and I'm blessed that I live somewhere, I work somewhere that's so supportive of me.
2 years ago, Fabi guided her students on a flash mob project to help get new iPads for the classroom. And she's working with students right now who are hosting a fundraiser concert this weekend in downtown Bryan called Jam with Kindness. Fabi's passion for her students, her school, and her community are why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present her with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
I know! Is that looking
Yeah, now here you go. So here you go, kids. There's a...
Oh my God, that's the money for the shirts for the event! Really? Oh my God!
So Fabi, yeah, as part of the Be Remarkable program, we present you with a check of $500 to use as you see fit to just help out with all that you're doing. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, what's this? Oh, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Fabi. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So how do you top an educator like that? Well, you can only go bigger to recognize the ways teachers go above and beyond to help their students. And it's why we honored an entire school who did just that when the winter storm rolled through the Brazos Valley.
Good morning.
Our visit to Creekview Elementary in College Station happened on a gorgeous morning in March.
Y'all picked a beautiful day.
We're visiting school staff to talk to them about the winter storm that came through in February. Not that we need the reminder, but it's the one that knocked out power and water to thousands of people.
Throughout the week, I kept checking in with all my parents, seeing if they needed anything, how they were doing, and most of them said they were hanging in there, but that they didn't have water.
Seeing an urgent need, Miss Hilzebeck and the rest of the school staff got together and collected money to provide gift cards to Harvey Washbangers. It's where the kids and their families who still didn't have access to water could wash their clothes and get a hot meal all in one place.
It was amazing because not only, like Kristen said, it took our whole campus here at Creekview to kind of get the support, but the community just jumped right in. And
it really was a team effort here at the school to help those who were still struggling with the storm. And it's why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present the entire staff of Creekview Elementary with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
Teaching is such a hard job already, and that y'all just got this whole community of teachers, administrators, the nurse, to get in here to do this for the community is just absolutely remarkable. So thank you all for that. And obviously, as part of the program, you get this big check for for $500. And you know, I know that y'all will find some great way to put it to use for the students here at Creekview. Yeah.
You know, for many sports fans, the month of April means opening day for baseball. For local business owners, that time of year often means a rush of new fundraisers and sponsorships for area youth programs. It's a chance for business owners like Rick Villarreal to step up and help out, and a perfect chance for us to say thanks for being remarkable.
I need 1,000 pizzas.
For this week's award, we're paying a visit to CC's Pizza.
Mr. Villarreal, I'm Danny Daniel. We have a surprise for you.
The gentleman behind the counter there is Rick Villarreal. He is the owner and operator of the CC's franchises in BCS.
Can you come outside?
And he was nominated for the Be Remarkable Award by Augustine Lara, a local educator.
He's a great person, and he's my friend.
The two met 2 decades ago when Augustine approached Rick and asked what, if anything, he and his restaurants could do to help support local students. Rick was all in.
And I'm really touched with the kids because I feel like if we give them an opportunity, there's no excuse. no excuse why they can't get further in life.
So Rick has spent years making those opportunities happen. He has sponsored many field trips to A&M basketball games for kids who've never been exposed to a college campus atmosphere. Then there's the countless number of sponsorships, fundraisers, and free meals that have all been donated to area children over the years. It's his way of giving back.
This is home. This community embraced me so well and supporting our businesses, and I can't do nothing but give back.
KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Rick Villarreal with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for loving this community and making it a better place.
Wow.
And as part of the Be Remarkable program, we donate $500 to help you further your cause with students in their education.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to give this back to an organization that's been really working with us through this whole pandemic, and that's BCS Meals. And have them work out a situation where we can take care of our teachers, whether it be a meal or a trinket or some kind of appreciation. And if this is not go far enough for the teachers here in Bryan College Station, let me know. I'll try to fill in the rest.
That's it. That's what we hear. You're always going above and beyond, and we thank you so much for that. That's just remarkable.
I'd like to give this back to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
The pandemic changed all of our lives, but few felt that change more than nurses. That's why we took the chance to honor the remarkable work of a local nursing director this past May.
My baby twins.
Tammy Simmons is a proud grandmother of twins, but when they were born last year, she wasn't allowed in the delivery room because of COVID policies put in place. Those are policies Tammy knows well. She's the director of nurses at St. Joseph Manor Assisted Living in Bryan. So when the pandemic started last year, she was the one her team turned to for guidance.
She led this team unbelievably.
Karen Gonzalez says her boss, Tammy, who's been a frontline worker for nearly 30 years, worked tirelessly to make sure that the staff had all the equipment and supplies needed for a virus that many people at the time were still trying to figure out.
The equipment that we needed early on, she made sure that we had it. I mean, if she would go out to different businesses and go gather it with her own money, she made sure we had the equipment that we needed.
Navigating a team through a pandemic and a wave of unknowns is no easy task. And although Tammy's the leader, she admits nothing would have been possible without her colleagues.
I tell you, I'm just very proud to be part of this team and work beside them. They're the ones that deserve this.
Her dedication to helping her residents and caring for her staff is why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are honored to name Tammy Simmons as this week's Be Remarkable winner.
This week actually kicks off National Nurse Appreciation Week on May the 6th. So it's such a perfect time that Karen made this nomination, because we just love appreciating nurses, and we're thrilled to be here. And as part of the Be Remarkable program, you get a check for $500.
Oh my goodness!
And yeah, and that's just for you to however you see fit, and hopefully maybe you'll spend a spa day or something to make up for all the hard work you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You know, on Be Remarkable, we often recognize someone who's passionately helping one or two other organizations. But this past June, we recognized a woman making an impact all across the Brazos Valley.
For me, it's an honor, not a job.
Marcy Ramirez is a funeral director at Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home in Caldwell.
They have the different velvety finishes.
It's her full-time job, but it's not her only work. Marcy's involved in a long list of nonprofit organizations and charities around town. She volunteers for SHIP International, Brazos Valley Center for Independent Living, and the Hispanic Forum of BCS. She's now sharing some of that generosity with the community of Caldwell.
She's been a great hire. She gives more than anybody I've ever worked with.
Today, we're here at her job, and her boss helped set up the surprise where Marcy learned she'd been nominated for this week's award.
Have you heard of the Be Remarkable program?
I have. I've nominated a few people.
You have?
I have.
Well, you've been nominated.
No.
Yes, yes.
Marcy has her hands in just about everything. Last year, she was helping with voter registration and giving out turkeys to families in need on Thanksgiving Day. She's a volunteer with I Heart Bryan. She visits residents and nursing homes and helps with the Bridge Ministries and Big Brothers Big Sisters.
There are a few others, but I can't remember them all. I just try to do the best I can, where I can. If I have a spare moment, I'm happy to help.
Well, I hear it's not just spare moments. It's every moment that you're not working, because you have a full-time job and a family, and yet you still are giving everything you have back to the community through all these different organizations. And so that's why you've been nominated as a remarkable person in the community.
Thank
and
you. I'm
yeah.
honored.
Oh, we are just so thrilled. Pleasure to meet you. And as part of the Be Remarkable program, you get this check for $500.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I know where this is going. Straight back to scholarships.
Oh, there you go. See?
Hey, well,
Such
the
a
Rotary
giving
Club
person.
in Caldwell, they need some money. Well, there are a lot of different places here in Caldwell and in Bryan that really need this right now. So this is going right back. One of these places, I'm giving it back. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcy.
Well, you know, it was cold this year when even the heat of July couldn't make us forget about the February freeze. So we took that chance to say thank you to a remarkable local caregiver who, like so many, took bad weather as a chance to do good. These are the images of an ice storm that we won't soon forget. When the weather knocked out power and shut down streets, Lachey Bookman packed an overnight bag and left her own family to take care of her 81-year-old client, Winnie.
And the story about what you did for Miss Winnie during the storm and everything is incredible. It is so incredible.
Lachey is a caregiver at Comfort Keepers. Her job is to help others, but this goes beyond that. Winnie lives in Bryan, and when she was cut off from her family because of the storm, Lachey was there to take care of her from start to finish. She stayed by her side even after Winnie was able to make it to her daughter's home in Madison County.
Can get you, and she goes, well, I packed a bag. I said, oh, you're coming too? And she says, I'm coming to take care of my baby girl.
Together, like a pair of friends having an extended sleepover, they rode out the winter blast. And as the rest of the area struggled, there was never a disruption in the health care nor comfort for Miss Winnie. Lachey, with eyeglasses fogging as she fights back tears, says that care and that compassion is a two-way street.
This is my extended family. When I'm not just saying it to say it, like, they are my family. They go above and beyond to make sure that I'm okay.
Wow.
And I'm just like, God could have blessed me with a better family.
Yeah. And Comfort Keepers says they're blessed to have Lachey. She was spotlighted on the company's Facebook page in March, saying she has consistently exceeded expectations.
As part of this program, we have a check for you. There's just a little bit of appreciation for you, $500, and you probably need to go take care of yourself with this money, right? So thank you so much.
KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Lachey Bookman with this week's Be Remarkable Award. Welcome back. Sometimes to get ahead in life, all you need is a little bit of encouragement from a friend. This past July, I learned a little motivation can go a supersize way. Just a quick peek inside Amelia McCracken's home office in Bryan reveals two things. She's a proud Aggie and a fan of superhero comics and movies. Spend a few moments here and you'll see Amelia's own superpower is her ability to mentor and help others.
So one of my kind of like my mottos is to leave the ladder down. And so that just means as I'm building my own like empire, my own community, that I'm helping others along the way.
That's why she and Marie Ann Holland co-founded Women Entrepreneurs BCS. It's a group of 1,800 or so women who were there to support one another.
We always said from the beginning, it's always about community over competition. We have so many people who would typically be competitors, but I mean, it's all about encouragement.
The organization began as a small lunch hour meeting with some like-minded businesswomen, but it quickly expanded to a network of people, all pushing each other to succeed.
You know, entrepreneurship can be so lonely sometimes, but when you have other women who are in that same boat with you. It's all about encouragement.
Amelia knows the challenges that can come with owning a business. She's the founder of Mint, a marketing firm that hires college students.
Mint is short for mentorship, so MENT. And I started it to help college students to build their portfolio and gain real-world experience before they graduate.
This is why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Amelia McCracken with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
So we're thrilled to be here to present you with the Be Remarkable Award, and as part of that, you get this check for $500
so awesome.
to help you just continue all this good work you're doing in the community, and thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, good to meet you.
You know, we all handle heartache and pain in different ways, and as an adult, we can sometimes have a better idea of how to process it, but when you're a kid, those emotions and events can change you forever. Well, back in August, we said thank you to a counselor with a history of helping others during challenging times.
She was a nice lady. She loved to cook.
14-year-old Tamaya Foley lost her grandmother, Sherman Foley, almost 5 years ago to the day.
I stayed with her. I moved in with her when I was 2 years old.
Losing someone so close to cancer took a toll on Tamaya back then.
It was hard.
And it's still hard to cope with today. Not long after, Tamaya began to see a counselor at Twin City Mission Youth and Family Services in Bryan. It was something a school employee had recommended to the family.
She says, I know a great program and a great lady that can help her. And she said her name is Teresa Williams.
Teresa Williams turned out to be exactly what they needed.
We worked with them on coping skills and just helping them to make good decisions. We want them to be successful. We want them to thrive and do well in their homes as well as school.
For more than 30 years, Miss Williams has worked with kids and their families going through bad and tough times. She's been here at Twin City Mission for several years, helping young men and women like Tamaya.
You know, she helped me through a lot, so maybe it was time for me to help her.
And it's why Tamaya nominated Teresa Williams for this week's Be Remarkable Award, sponsored by Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers.
You know, you're just doing remarkable work. We've heard all about it. And as part of the Be Remarkable program, we do is we present the person nominated with this check for $500.
Tamaya says it's Miss Williams who's helped her. Barbara also gives credit to the entire staff.
I would advise anybody that's going through some things that seek out the counseling. It's not as bad as they think it is. It's just like me sitting here talking to you, but somebody who's not going to judge, just helps give you skills and coping skills on how to work through it. Because I needed them just as much as she did.
Imagine being stuck inside of your house with no access to the rest of the world because you're confined to a wheelchair. You know, for so many people, that is a reality, and it is why Mr. Jerry Gritter's Texas Ramp Project has built more than 20,000 wheelchair ramps for people all across the state of Texas. These guys are all here for...
Jerry, how's it going? You know these guys?
Yeah. Jerry and these gentlemen are all volunteers of the Texas Ramp Project.
A man by the name of Rod. You know Rod?
Oreo.
Oh, yeah. He nominated you as a remarkable person in the community for all the work you're doing with the Texas Ramp Project.
Jerry's been a member of that group for about a dozen years, and 10 of those years he's been the local director. The Texas Ramp Project is a statewide organization that builds wheelchair ramps for disabled or elderly people who can't afford to buy one.
A lot of the people that we build for, some of them haven't been out of the house for a year because they have no way to get out of the house. So building these ramps have really helped them out. They're able to go outside, get some fresh air.
Under Jerry's leadership for the past decade or so, hundreds of wheelchair ramps have been put together for residents in the Brazos Valley, thanks to volunteers, church groups, and student organizations.
Jerry takes his time, goes out to every homeowner, and remember, we build about 80 to 90 ramps a year. So he goes to every home, measures it, talks to the owner to make sure we put the ramp where they want it.
We think it's a real good service and it's a real good program, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Jerry says finding volunteers isn't a hurdle, it's the financing of the projects, especially in the last year and a half with COVID and the rise in lumber prices.
As part of being nominated as on the Be Remarkable program, we donate $500 to your cause.
Go to a good cause.
Yes, sir. I know it will. And we appreciate the work you're doing for people. That's the giving them access
We appreciate the
in and
work
out
you
of their
do.
home is huge.
And it's why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Jerry Gritter with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
All these guys came out to support.
You know, going back to school in style is at the top of most students' list, and a local businessman has spent the past 4 years helping to make sure that to make that a reality as students go back to the classroom. A couple of weeks ago, Mike Espithia was featured here on KBTX as he hosted a back-to-school free haircut event for students of all ages. On that Sunday, 30 area barbers and stylists provided free cuts and school supplies to more than 300 kids.
You know, just doing this, I think it's a relief, you know, like to send kids back to school and parents not really have to, you know, to struggle and stress and worry about a lot of things. Like if we could take some of the little things out, those little things can make a big change.
Mike owns Gold Star Barber Academy in Bryan, along with several other businesses, and has provided the motivation, training, and skills for future barbers and their careers.
Like barbering is just, for me, has opened so many other doors and opportunities, and that's why I do it. I want to give opportunities and open other doors for other people.
Mike is juggling a lot at any given time. He's also a father of 2. His mother says he never slows down.
I'm proud of all of my kids, but yes, he's a go-getter.
But no matter how busy he gets, he's still finding the time to give back. He was nominated for this week's Be Remarkable Award by Fabi Payton, another Be Remarkable recipient.
And so it was so easy to write everything that you've been doing, not just since I met you, but before, and share with the community, because I just wish there was more Mikes in the world doing what they're doing.
It's why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Mike Espithia with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
So I'm thrilled to just be here to recognize you and honor you as a remarkable person. And as part of this program, we give the recipient, the nominee, that's you, $500. And I know you'll put it to good use, man, because you're doing so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mike.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You know, for a lot of us, faith is deeply personal. We rely on it through the good and the bad times. So this past September, we honored a local woman for embracing just that, making all of the difference both in and outside of her church. Look around and you'll see Taylor Carlson's office has a certain theme to it.
Yes, my office is Mr. Rogers themed. I love Mr. Rogers. I love how he talks about caring for people who are different than you, who are in different stages of their life.
It's something she uses in her own line of work. Taylor's the Care and Community Outreach Director at Brazos Fellowship in College Station. It's her job to make sure the spiritual and emotional needs of the congregation and the community are being met by connecting people with area nonprofits and other available resources. Just listen to how others describe her.
For Taylor, it's more than just a job, it's just who she is. I mean, it's her calling, it's her passion, it's her purpose in life to help people.
But just really caring. You just get that from the very beginning. Everything she does, there's just a heart behind it.
She keeps me in check. She's with me, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
Mr. Rogers once quoted his own mother, who said, "When you see scary things happening on the news, always look for the helpers." For many, that help is Taylor.
Every day is different. You never know what to expect. Sometimes it's helping a family in need, and sometimes it's helping people on the best day of their lives, like a wedding, or the hardest day of their lives, like a funeral, and realizing that God's at work in the midst of all of it.
And it's why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers recently surprised Taylor Carlson with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
And the whole program is about people that inspire others to do things, right? And that's what you're doing. So thank you for being an inspiration. And tell you what, as part of the Be Remarkable program, the law firm gives you this check for $500. So that, and I know you'll use that in a great way, you know. Yes, thank you so much. And yeah, congratulations.
You've heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, there's a mom up in Hearn who's making sure that that village is up to the task and ready to give every child a chance. This week's winner is about to be surprised here at work at the Brazos Valley Council of Governments.
Leslie Davis. I'm Danny Daniel. How are you? Look at all these people are here for you.
Leslie Davis is the founder and president of A Reason to Dream, a new nonprofit based in Hearn. The overall goal of their organization is to help kids grow and succeed in all corners of life.
The world that we're living in is pretty wild, and we want to save these kids and help them in whatever way that we can. I believe in God, I trust God, and God has led me this far into this organization, so I know that He's only going to lead me further.
The group, less than a year old, has already had several successful events, and there's now a fall festival being planned for families in Hearn. Leslie says her inspiration and the ideas all come from the kids who benefit from the program, her own 4 daughters and their experiences growing up, and her late mother, Tracy Cooks.
She taught us as young kids that helping people is what it's all about. You know, it's a godly thing to do, it's a great thing to do, and I just feel so good when I'm able to help somebody else.
Leslie was nominated by her sister and endorsed by all those around her. It's why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Leslie Davis with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
Well, what a great story. We are blessed to be here to celebrate you as part of the Be Remarkable program. Well, you get this check for $500 as just a donation to help your nonprofit, and I hope it'll help you grow it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for what you're doing.
They say good fences make good neighbors, but not on Be Remarkable. This October, we recognized a longtime City of College Station employee for turning that maxim on its head, going out of her way to get involved and be the kind of person that we all hope to find living next door. Keeping College Station clean is a job Stacy Ewing's been doing for nearly 2 decades in the city's Public Works Department.
I'm basically a container coordinator. I take care of all the trash cans, dumpsters.
She's one of 2 crew leaders, and on this day, she knew something wasn't right after receiving a notice from her new boss demanding a meeting across the street.
When she highlighted mandatory, so I'm like, wow, what is happening? So,
what Stacy didn't know is she had been nominated for this week's Be Remarkable Award, and this was all set up to surprise her.
So we are thrilled to just be here to celebrate you today.
Stacy was nominated by her own co-workers for always going above and beyond to help anyone in need. She'll do yard work for seniors, house sit for a neighbor. She's even built a ramp for someone who needed one.
I mean, she just likes to take on projects like that, and I think that's admirable. I would not have been able to graduate from college without Stacy's help.
The list could go on and on of all the little things Stacy does to make a big difference. She says it's all part of being just a good person.
I've seen them be remarkable, and some of these people are truly, I mean, all of them are truly remarkable, but I don't feel like my day-to-day is all that remarkable. I just, you know, I try to be a good neighbor. I try to do unto others as, I mean, really, my mom is an older woman, and she lives alone, and I just treat people the way I'd want somebody to treat my mom when I'm not around.
It's why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Stacy Ewing with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
Well, great. Well, you are truly remarkable because people have remarked about you. Thank you for doing this in the community. It's a pleasure to be here and to honor you, and as part of the Be Remarkable program, you get this check for $500, and that's just for you to treat yourself or do whatever you want with it.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. All right. Congratulations.
Learning English as a second language is tricky. You may understand what's being said, but not always its meaning or context. Well, that's where one of our most recent Be Remarkable winners comes in.
Here at Rudder, we're just all about helping them be successful now and in the future.
Nancy Kiefover is the EL coordinator at Rudder High School. Her days are spent teaching, guiding, and mentoring students who may at times struggle with the English language while learning.
If they can just get a little bit of help, a little bit of a lifeline, a lot of them just start taking off.
Nancy's dedication to her job is what landed her on the Be Remarkable nomination list.
She's just completely selfless. She spends before school, after school, Saturdays. She spends her own money. She tracks down every single kid and makes sure that they understand what they need to do to be successful, and then she supports them in doing what they need to do to be successful.
Hey, Nancy, surprise. I'm Danny Daniel. How are you? Hey, have you seen the Be Remarkable program on the news?
In fact, Nancy was on her way to help a student when we showed up.
Thankfully, you know, the school district and the school has seen the need, and my job is to get them graduated, provide academic success.
Making sure students have the tools to succeed is why KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are proud to present Nancy Kefauver with this week's Be Remarkable Award.
So, as part of Be Remarkable, you get this $500 check, and I hope that'll help you even further what you're doing with all the kids. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Finally today, for the past 2 years, KBTX and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers have been lucky to present the Be Remarkable Award to someone in our community who has a history of outstanding service to others. This past October, as we recognized Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we honored a truly remarkable pillar of our community who we then recently lost. Still, her impact will go on for many generations to come. Brazos Valley's Pink Alliance is a group of women who've all battled breast cancer. In their most recent meeting, we showed up with a surprise announcement.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Danny Daniel, and you know why we're here? It's part of the Be Remarkable program, and we're here to just celebrate Reba and everything she means to this community, all that she's done for the Pink Alliance.
Reba Ragsdale is the reason the group exists today. Formed in 2007, Reba and her new organization had a vision to get information about breast cancer to others.
14 years ago, there wasn't a lot of information out there. A little bit before the internet, you know, and the stuff that was on the internet, you weren't sure, do I trust this? You know, what's this about?
The second half of the mission was to establish an active and thriving support group in the Brazos Valley for survivors. And that's what the Pink Alliance has accomplished and continues to do now. On this day, Reba couldn't be there in person to receive her award. Instead, it was accepted on behalf of the group.
As part of the Be Remarkable program, we present a check to the organization, and on behalf of Reba, just to help y'all continue what you're doing. And
Thank you.
You know, I'm thrilled. I hope Reba gets to see this, and
We will make sure.
Right after this, the award was taken to Reba, and with a smile, she requested that the check be given back to the Pink Alliance. The next day, on October 13th, Reba passed away. From her childhood to her final days, Reba lived a life of helping others, making sure they weren't alone, and she brought together a community by giving them support, hope, and love. Reba Ragsdale was 81. And Reba was laid to rest on Monday, October 18th. The Brazos Valley remains a better place from her years of service. You know, we are so proud to honor stories like Reba's, and you can see them all online right now at kbtx.com. And while you're there, nominate our next Be Remarkable winner. You can do it at kbtx.com/BeRemarkable.